We've added a ton of mods to Bloons Tower Defense 6 since its release 3 years ago. One of my favorite mods is the T6 towers. For those of you that don't know, towers can only be upgraded to a T5, but we've modded the game to allow T6 towers to be in the game. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about my 10 favorite T6 towers in Bloons Tower Defense 6. Underworld is an absolutely crazy T6 tower. It's a dark, crazy wizard that draws power from the underworld to give them immense power and strength. In their default form, they can pop pretty much anything. I mean, look at this. Look at 1,000 rainbow balloons. You can't even see the rainbow balloons. How about 1,000 ceramics? Can't even see them. Underworld actually shoots two different projectiles. He shoots these rays of blue and purple magic beams that do pretty much damage to anything. Naturally, he has the ability to hit camo balloons as well as pretty much everything, except obviously since he's a wizard, he can't pop purple balloons, which makes it a little bit annoying. Even 1,000 bad balloons and he's still popping them no problem. And he also has a special upgrade which you can click on this button, which upgrades him into a light version where he shoots sunbeams. Look at his pop count. Look at this. Look at how many pops he's getting. That is 1,000 bad balloons. And he is able to do that, which makes him super duper powerful. Out of curiosity, when he upgrades, is he able to hit purple balloons? So he's still not able to hit purple balloons even in his upgraded form, but he still looks super awesome, making this one of, if not the strongest T6 towers, and is definitely one that you're going to want in your lineup, especially if you're going late game. Big Juggers is the T6 version of the Ultra Juggernaut, which makes them absolutely just super duper crazy. They have two abilities that they get to use. They have the ability to swap between blue and purple projectiles. Blue projectiles are really good at dealing with large quantities of balloons, such as like giant ceramic rushes. So for example, we send like a bunch of ceramics, it just blows up everything and destroys everything. But of course, if you're trying to deal with bigger, stronger balloons such as BTDs, it's not going to be as powerful. And that way you can actually use the ability to swap over to a more streamlined, stronger balloon or stronger tower that doesn't actually break off into pieces, but as you can see is a much stronger versus bigger balloons. So you actually get to decide what do you think is a better tower, and for what situation you can swap between the two of them. So as you can see, it doesn't really do that good against that, but once you need it to and it's off cooldown, you can use it and swap to the stronger ones, which, I mean, look at the pop count. Absolutely devastating, allowing them to pop pretty much every single type of balloon, making it a very strong tower. And on top of that, it is only a Juggernaut, so it only costs $15,000 to get, and then you just need to get 100,000 pops with it. But that does come with a problem. Getting 100,000 pops in a normal game with just an Ultra Juggernaut is no easy task. Ultra Juggernaut is kind of notorious for not being that great of a tower for popping balloons. It was able to deal with 1,000 bad balloons pretty much no problem whatsoever. So I absolutely love this tower, and it's just absolutely amazing. The yellow submarine is an absolutely insane T6 upgrade. It's actually the upgraded version of preemptive strike, the middle path of the submarine. And this tower, woo! This tower is amazing. I mean, look at this. We're gonna spawn in like 100 Moabs. It absolutely destroys everything. Look at the pure amount of just raw damage. But as you can see, it has problems dealing with black balloons, mainly because it's mainly explosive damage. So all you have to do is make sure that you have MIB on it, and it's gonna make everything just a lot easier for you, allowing you to pop pretty much every single type of balloon. It is a little noisy though, because of all the explosions. It can be kind of hard to hear what's going on. You also get an ability which just kind of just destroys everything. Like, it literally destroys everything. I really don't know why you would need the ability sometimes, just because, well, everything's already exploded to begin with. So here, well, let's go ahead. We can send 1,000 bad balloons at it. As you can see, it does a crazy amount of damage, and it's kind of nice to have just as a support tower. This ability doesn't really seem to do a whole lot, but it still adds a lot of explosions to it. So it's definitely not one of the strongest towers in the game, just as you can see, like the Ultra Jugger or the Underworld was able to deal with all these a whole lot easier, but it's still a really fun tower to be able to have and mess around with. The Black Hole Sun is the T6 version of Super Plasma Monkey fan club, and wowee, is this tower absolutely insane. It adds so much to you, and it makes it so much easier. As you can see, they shoot these little like black orbs of pure destruction. We can go ahead, I'm gonna send like 1,000 BFBs. As you can see, it doesn't do a crazy amount of damage, but it does have an insane amount of pierce, which allows you to deal with large quantity of balloons all at the same time. But it also gives you an ability which you can throw down a ton of just normal dart monkeys all over the place, and just like Plasma Monkey Fan Club, you can turn them all into black hole monkeys, which makes it all so much powerful. As you can see, we can turn them all, and basically you can completely clear a screen every time the ability is off cooldown. Of course, it does make the monkeys a little bit weaker, and you can see it does help it out at the end and makes this guy, look at all the pops he's getting, look at what's happening. But at the end of the day, there does come a huge problem with this tower, and that's the fact that you have to get 100,000 pops using the middle path dart monkey. It's really difficult to get a lot of pops using this middle path. Why? The whole point of the middle path, especially Super Monkey Fan Club and Plasma Monkey Fan Club, is to add damage to the other monkeys around you. It's not easy to get this, right? Like, you're not gonna, look at how difficult this is. You get to use this ability if you want to try to get more pops. It helps, yeah, but then it kind of runs off cooldown, and then you go back to being a triple dart monkey. So getting the 100,000 pops is difficult, and it makes it not that fun to get. But once you get it and you're set up and you have your little army with you, there is no stopping you there. NSP is the top path tier 6 of the ninja, which is absolutely, completely, and utterly bonkers. This tower shoots giant golden flaming ninja projectiles that absolutely shreds balloons. Look at how powerful this person is. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, let's go ahead, let's see, like, look at this, look at all these BFBs, absolutely just melts them. Look at this thing go. And besides, the golden projectiles just look so very, very awesome. So as you can see, it's definitely not going to do as much damage, and it is a little bit weak to black balloons, so it can't deal with everything on its own, but it's still a very cosmetically cool tower, and having to deal with like large groups, especially of like ceramic rushes, it's got your back. I like building up to getting this though, just because ninja monkeys are really nice. Grandmaster Ninja is not that expensive. Pretty easy to build up to. Great early starting game. Overall, I'd say this is one of the weaker towers, but I still think it's incredibly awesome to use. The point of no return is the T6 version of the middle path bomb shooter, and woo-wee! Is this an awesome tower to use? This tower, basically, it takes everything wrong with the middle path bomb shooter and just fixes it. It just fixes it. The problem I have with the middle path bomb shooter is it's no AoE damage, literally none. But as you can see, this tower absolutely fixes that. It actually fires and acts kind of like a recursive cluster, where it fires out a group of homing missiles that's all spreads out and does extra massive damage. Look at this. Let's see if it can, boom, and it just shreds balloons. And it also has an awesome ability which you can use, which launches like 100 of them, which all break into smaller pieces as well, which allows you to pop pretty much every single type of balloon. 1,000 bad balloons. We can just use this ability and just whoosh. It just sends it all. It's a little laggy because there's so many explosions, which isn't great. So that's one of the downsides to it, is just because it's so powerful, it lags the game a little bit. Sky High is the T6 crossbow monkey, and just absolutely look at this awesome, unique tower. Instead of shooting crossbows, he has these weird symbols on his head, and he fires these instead, and they pretty much all crit. I mean, look at that. Look at all these rainbow balloons. One shot and it goes all the way up and melts all of them. Like, let's see what happens versus like 1,000 BFBs. 1,000 BFBs. Let's kind of just see what happens. Look at the pop count. Ready? That's 31,000. Instantly, look at this. Instantly, infinite pierce, and it just destroys everything. Nothing stands a chance against Sky High. This is my personal favorite T6 tower ever created. I just love the way it looks. I love the spread of the crossbow shot. I love how powerful this tower is. I just love everything about this T6. I think it's the strongest and best T6 in the entire game, and I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments section down below. So far, what is your favorite T6 tower in general? Superfly is the T6 village of the top path. You have to get there by getting 50,000 pops using, you know, the ballista attack that it has. The one downside to this tower is, well, it can't pop balloons. It literally can't pop any balloons whatsoever. It can't do any damage whatsoever, but it has global range for a village, so anyone in it is going to have the village effect on it. So they basically are going to be able to see and attack everything and have super powerful attacks. But that's not where the majority of the awesomeness comes into it. The real strength of this is it basically makes everything free and super cheap. Everything is basically a free upgrade, and it makes every tower require so many little less attacks. Normally you need 100,000 pops, but with this, as you can see, you do not need to get 100,000 pops. It actually gets it to you at 10,000 pops. So it actually makes it way cheaper. So there we go. We actually were able to upgrade it to sky high with only 10,000 pops needed. And it does that for pretty much every single tower. So if you're looking to stack and get like an infinite amount of T6 towers, this is exactly what you're going to want to be doing. And so therefore it's a really awesome support T6 tower. Nothing super special about it, but it makes every other thing way easier to use, and that's why it's such an awesome and amazing tower. Survivor is the T6 sniper, who is incredibly powerful. Look at this madman of a sniper. You actually only need to get to 10,000 pops instead of the normal 100,000 in order for it to become a T6 tower. So you don't need to get all those crazy amount of pops, but as you can see, look at this. Oh, look at how fast this tower attacks. This is 1,000 BFBs, and it just absolutely destroys the BFBs. Look at that. Look at how powerful this tower is. For a sniper monkey, that's not bad at all. It actually works out pretty well for us and allows you to destroy pretty much any type of tower you want, making this a really cheap, affordable T6 tower. As you can see, it's definitely not as powerful as some of the other T6 towers, but that's okay because it does an excellent job at dealing with certain rushes of balloons and smaller balloons. And since it has global range, you can attack from anywhere. It makes this an awesome addition to the T6 tower series. That's that, everyone. The top 10 T6 towers, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching.